Augustine's Wedding. Chapter 3. On Sunday morning, the area in front of the town's cathedral was bustling with people early on. The square is filled with colorful tents, packed with bread, cheese, bouquets, woodwork, and the bounty of the forest. Every time the bell rang, people stopped and made the sign of the cross before their hearts. In one corner, towards the very edge, there was a particularly small shop. The width is about the width of one person. Salted venison and forest nuts are neatly arranged on a wooden stand. The place, known as Friar Hans' shop, was a familiar sight to the townspeople. Augustine was working the store today. The older brother remains in the forest, devoting himself to prayer and work. Augustine wore a white scarf on her head and greeted guests with a quiet smile. "Oh, it's you, young lady, today. How's Hans doing? He's busy working in the forest. I'll take his place today." "I see. The venison here is always top quality. The salting is just right." She carefully handed over the package and took the payment. By mid-morning, most of the merchandise was sold out. Augustine breathed a sigh of relief when she saw that the basket of nuts was empty. "Maybe I should just go to church for a bit." She put the stand away, picked up the basket, and pushed open the doors of the cathedral. The inside was filled with cool air, and the hustle and bustle outside was completely silent. The high ceilings are decorated with magnificent frescoes, and light streams through the stained glass windows, casting bands of color onto the floor. The sound of a pipe organ echoed softly from afar. Augustine timidly sat in the back seat. As gaze at the backs of the people praying, a warm feeling spreads deep in her heart. Unlike prayers in the forest, this prayer is solemn and can feel the breath of people. She left church that day feeling fulfilled. From then on, Augustine began to attend church every Sunday, listen to sermons, sing hymns, and pray quietly. That time opened up another world for her, separate from her life in the forest. One day, a young man called out to her after the service. "You're coming from the forest, aren't you? You're Hans's sister, aren't you?" When she turned around, a handsome young man was standing there. "Yes, that's true, but my name is Joseph and I work for the church." Augustine gave a slight bow and left the place. But the next week, and the week after that, Joseph called out to her. At first she were hesitant, but gradually she began to exchange words. Joseph was a sincere and devout believer. But at the same time, he was well informed about the world and his conversations were always calm and pleasant. Augustine felt her heart waver little by little. One day, Joseph said, "Augustine, talking to you calms my soul. Would you please walk with me?" Augustine gasped at those words. She thought of herself as a nun. She has lived relying only on God, her brother, and the forest. However, as looked straight into Joseph's eyes, she felt something unravel deep inside her heart. A few days later, she returned to Hans's cabin. Her brother was roasting nuts by the fire. "Brother, I want to marry a man named Joseph." Hans stopped. There was silence for a while. "I see." The low voice melted into the silence of the forest. "I thought you had chosen to live with God. But God did not create man to be alone." Augustine burst into tears. "It would be like betraying my brother." "It's not a betrayal," Hans smiled. "If you know love, that too is a blessing from God." That night, a full moon rose over the forest. Hans went outside the hut and said a silent prayer. It was a prayer for her sister's happiness.
Thank you for watching until the end.